Hi, everyone. This is Mabel Kong. I'm very happy to have Andy Garcia for this commentary. I know I did one a while back with The Hitman, and I'm like, oh, I just worked on this project with Andy. Thank you for him inviting me. So I got to do the video narration for this Predator film called Predator Unleashed. You can check it out on his YouTube. So Andy, he wore multiple hats for this. He was director, producer, writer, editor, and then he'll share later that he had someone else edit. But yes, he had multiple hats. So thanks
Of
for being here.
course, thank you for inviting me, Mabel.
That was exciting. I'm excited to watch this and ask you questions. So yes, um, I'm gonna mute this sound
Yeah,
so that you guys can hear our voice. Sorry, it's been a while, like so. Okay. Hopefully, trying to think. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Explain it. Okay. All right. So this is the opening shot. It's really cool. Do you have any? Okay. Oh, the drone shot. So I really
yeah.
like. How much did you train to do all these action?
How much did I train?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen on your stories that you do a lot of like you're pretty fit, but
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I run. I try to run as much as I can. I try to go to the gym. Like 3 times a week to lift. I used to box. I just stopped like a month or two ago. When I filmed Predator, I was boxing consistently. But I actually hired a stunt coordinator. That helped a lot. A choreographer. Yeah,
oh. How
yeah.
did you
That's a
know? Oh,
but
how did you find a stunt coordinator? Did you work with this person?
um a long time ago, I guess like in the beginning of 2023 of last year, I don't really submit myself for like any acting gigs anymore. I'm just kind of like, just focusing on school and stuff like that. But before I used to submit myself a lot, sometimes, here and there. I I guess someone that knew me from another gig I did a long time ago texted me and they needed people to play bodyguard or something like that. But then so they texted me, they said to just go down to the set. I went, I met them. They didn't know what exactly they needed or who they needed or what was going on. So I just went down there anyways. And then since I showed up, they just told me to go to the location they needed me at the next day, which was a park to like rehearse like fighting, like fake fighting. And then I didn't really have much experience of that. I just slipped through the cracks because I was like the only one that showed up. But I just said like, yeah, I have a bit of boxing experience. And then three other guys who actually do that for like a living, like daily, were there. And I was like just going with the flow. They were like showing me some like basic stuff. So it was more just like a rehearsal of what like everybody could do. And then I got all their info. They liked me. I liked them. One of the guys, his name was Nestor. He yeah, I was so going into making the Predator film. I'm like, I'm gonna need someone who probably knows how to do all this. And I felt like Nestor would have been the best like option. So I
Mm.
contacted him, and then yeah, and he said he was willing to do it. Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, that was a lot. My bad.
Yeah, no, I love it. Phil, actually, I thought of another question that I know I didn't send you beforehand, but so did you audition the guy who played the Predator, or or it was like a direct offer?
It was basically a direct call. I mean, I wanted to make a quote unquote fan film of some like based on the Predator franchise for a while. I don't know how or like where, but I just wanted to make one somehow. So I've always been a fan of the series since I was like a little kid. But remember one day one of my friends posted someone cosplaying as a Predator on their story, and then it was the guy playing the Predator. It's a costume he already had. He just cosplayed as him. So I saw that, and then I was like, "Well, I really like his costume." I followed him and everything, and then and since I already wanted to make a Predator fan film, I followed him. I sent him a message. I was like, "Hey, like, are you interested in ever making and being in like a quote unquote fan film for based on the Predator franchise, and he got back to me. He said he was interested. So then
Mm.
that's what really motivated me. Just kind of maybe I can get this going as faster than I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So when did you first get the idea, like the timeline? So getting the idea, and then it sounds like you reached out to him and then wrote it, or and then put it together. Like how long did this whole process
I would
take?
I because in the film industry when you because there's like productions stages of production, and then basically a film starts. The production of a film starts as early as it's announced. Like that's when it's officially like started, just announcing it.
Hmm.
And then there's pre-production, and then there's filming, and then there's post-production, and then so I would say around September last year is when I was like, I think I really want to do this.
Hmm.
Let's and then so I had his name's Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I had him, I followed him on Instagram. He said he was willing to do it. And then so I was like, okay, I should come up with something. So I started just writing. I kind of had a vision of how I would make a Predator fan film for like the longest time. So I started writing, and then it didn't take me too long, like a month to finish it. It was only like 2 pages, and nothing crazy, 3 pages. But and then I started getting everything together. My good friend Sam, I worked with him a lot. He usually he's done camera for me before. I've been in a lot of his stuff. So I contacted him to do camera, to be a cinematographer, and then I had the Predator, and then I contacted Nestor. So I was like, that's really all I need as of right now, so far into the project. And then everybody else I got after, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need that, I'm gonna need that. And then yeah, and then I was scheduled, like I was just buying everything I needed, like props, et cetera, et cetera. And then yeah, then I scheduled a date for everybody to shoot, which is in December. So I gave him like all the months in advance. And then I was trying to get a permit, but I couldn't. So we guerrilla shot that. We guerrilla shot everything. My school wasn't, I guess they didn't let me get one. I don't know. Or the county. The school didn't mind. It was the county that didn't actually give me the permit. But nothing happened. No one gave us a hard time. It was actually really easy to film. So we filmed, and then I had the footage sitting around for like 8 months. I tried editing it with like whatever time I had, but I always had school and work. But I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this. So I was like, whenever I have like time off school, I'm gonna edit the heck out of this. And surely enough, that was only like a few weeks ago. Took advantage of like 2 weeks I had off, and then I finished it.
I was just thinking since you go to school, so you probably have access to like equipment too, right? Or you didn't need to.
Yeah, I have the yeah, I do, but I have my own stuff. I have my own equipment. I don't think I've ever really rented anything from my school, but I do have a lot of equipment I could rent. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it went by so fast. So obviously I'm gonna ask you. No, I love that you have lots of information. Wait, so where was the location that you filmed?
It was actually only like 5, 10 minutes away from my house and from the same school, from Riverside City College. It's called what's it called? The Santana River. Yeah, but it's right by Mount Rubidux in Riverside. It's a hiking trail. Yeah, there's like a little river there. It's just trees, dirt. It's pretty hidden. So I was like, this is perfect for us. That's the only place I could think of when I thought of like shooting this. I was like, this is pretty good. But I was like, if I'm gonna get real shoot it, we're gonna have to go like not too deep, but enough where we're not noticeable. Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. You just mentioned Mount Rubidoux because I was catching up with a friend. She's kind of in your area. She's like Moreno Valley.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's on my list to eventually. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it's close to where you film. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's cool. Small world.
I love how everything syncs up. And then the shot where the Spanish narration, where'd you get those shots?
Oh, so that's funny because the first Predator movie has a lot to do with well it's set in Central America. It's set in Guatemala, like in the jungle in Guatemala. but they actually don't. They didn't film it in Guatemala. They filmed it in Mexico and just said it was Guatemala. So I'm half Guatemalan, so I went with my dad earlier this year for the first time to Guatemala. And then I was like I already finished filming all the shots of like the predator and everything. So I was like I'm gonna go to Guatemala and get some B-roll and then use it in like the post credits because yeah, Central America, that's where the first predator was filmed. That's where the first predator is set in. And then basically in all the other movies after Predator, it's funny because they put a lot of emphasis on how Arnold killed the first Predator. It became like an urban legend, Arnold's character. So yeah, basically that's why I tied that in.
Oh, so when you say first predator, meaning like the actual first predator. Sorry, I'm asking probably obvious questions that all these predator fans are more familiar. Like you're
Yeah.
speaking to someone who's just pretend if there's audience where I'm not as familiar with predator. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
you're
guess.
good. Yeah. Not
Yeah, I was
everybody.
wondering.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, not everyone. Oh, you're saying not everyone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Not everyone's gonna know about Predator. I'm just a diehard fan.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, so I'm guessing Predator is like its own genre, right? Because like what makes it similar or different than horror? I don't know if that's like right? Because it's kind of like almost horror, but sci-fi-ish. I don't know.
I would say it's sci-fi action.
Yeah.
It has horror elements. I would say it has horror elements. I don't think it's like it'd be considered a horror. I think the first Alien movie is like a horror, but everything after Alien became like sci-fi action. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah, who was your composer? I
I
really
did so I never got anyone to make music for me. The good thing of fan films is you can just take the music from like the actual movies and just put it on there.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. But on YouTube it says that it's copyrighted. So you can't like it's illegal to make movie money off fan films, which I never had like any intention of doing, you know. But um, but yeah, I just used the music from the movies, and yeah. So basically, the composers of the movies.
Oh, no. What's the composer's name? I'm sure I
His
can look
name's
it up.
like Alan something. Let's see, Alan starts with an S. I used music from quite a lot of the movies, from the first one, from the third movie, and then from the second Alien vs Predator movie.
Oh, that's why it was so fitting. Like, right?
Yeah,
Just it's like follow the right model.
yeah. From the first movie, it's Alan Silvestri. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, this might be obvious, and sorry if I didn't get it, but at one, you see the predator, and then there was another part where it's like a little more faint. Is this supposed to be another perspective of the predator, or is this supposed to be another character?
Oh, the when it turns blue.
Oh yeah, right before it turned blue, it kind of looked like an outline of someone going through the bushes. It kind of looked
Oh,
yellowish.
oh yeah. I think the infrared shot was trying to be infrared, but
Oh, I see. Infrared.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The
infrared.
predator he sees an infrared, so like they see its prey with heat signatures. Yeah, but since
Oh, so he
yeah.
was seeing you go
No,
walk. No.
he was seeing like you're talking about the shot where it was blue for like a few seconds, right?
Yeah, but then there was also someone kind of like walking, but that was like,
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the predator himself.
oh, that was the predator. But then,
Yeah,
oh, why was like his appearance different than like the actor, or was it just from like just?
he was cloaked. He was like invisible. In the movies, when he's invisible, you can still see him, but he's like cloaked for the most part. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
my gosh.
no, you're
Uh,
good.
I had a feeling like, yeah, it was probably some insightful. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, no, he was cloaked for that. Like there was like a character that came out of nowhere, just like looking around. He was cloaked, and then like there was like a like his point of view that was it was like blue. He always him just kind of like looking around, and then there was a shot of him where you can finally see the predator. There's like a sound before where it was him uncloaking, like going back to being visible.
Oh my God, that totally makes sense now. No,
Yeah,
that okay, now that I know it's like invisibility and now okay, yes,
yeah.
it captured. Well, what did you learn from doing this Predator Unleashed film?
Uh, what did I learn? I feel like every project you direct, you get you kind of get better and better at what you do. Everything's a learning experience. I kind of had a copy and paste treatment from my last project before that, which is like a Spider-Man fan film. But yeah, so I was everything I did on the last film, I kind of took with me and did it with the next. But there's some things that you do a little differently. Um,
Hmm.
Anything new I really learned? Just I guess I've never, there's certain like certain things I did when it came to editing that I've never done. I'll say that, yeah. This is the most money I put into a project so far. So of each project I probably put more money in. There's different editing techniques I use, um, different ways I manage projects, stuff like that. Yeah.
Because you didn't have to like do aspects of this for class. This was just for your own, but it's not like parts of it you were able to count for class, were you?
No, no, yeah, this had nothing to do with school. It was all just because I just truly wanted to do it. Yeah,
No, good for you. You learned
yeah,
by even doing it.
yeah.
So maybe if I were to ask like a tip for new filmmakers, I mean, in addition to I know what I would say, like you just learn by doing. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. It's true what you said, like you learn more the more you do things, right?
Yeah. I feel like because stuff like Predator, like Spider-Man, I'm even thinking about making a Terminator fan film. That all sounds very complex, sounds complicated because there's a lot of like VFX you might need to use, like and like a makeup artist. You got to be willing to like find out and learn how to do it. You got to be willing to pay the money too, in my opinion. And then because all those shots, like the part where the predator was clothed and other shots, other things. I didn't know how to do it right off the bat. Like I just kind of looked it up on YouTube too to get some get some help, look up some tutorials to complete the editing I wanted. Yeah. So I feel like as an editor, you're gonna go on YouTube a lot and do like and like look up how to do this, how to do that. I don't think editors truly know how to do everything right off the bat because it's a lot.
And I'm sure it's no editing is really vital because it can even affect how an actor's performance comes out. Because I remember attending an editor workshop and he has a book. So yeah, it's like they can help enhance an actor's performance, right? So it's like part of storytelling. Like you have the power to like cut at this moment versus another.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable sharing like what budget you ended up spending for this?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I spent just about $1,000 on the project. Um, Spent buying the props, stuff like that. I paid Nestor, the stunt coordinator. I paid the Predator. My friend Sam, I offered him money, but because I think we're friends, so I don't think he like wants to take that from me, which I don't mind. I really don't mind paying him, but he didn't want the money. Nestor, I paid him. Predator, I paid him, and it was just more like props, stuff like that. That's basically all I spent the money on. Yeah.
So it's not like you had a goal in mind in terms of like, oh, this is what I like. Did you have in mind? All right, I think 1,000 is probably what I'm willing to spend, or you just like learn as you went, like, oh, okay, I think it's gonna.
I would say both. I was like 1,000 is probably a realistic budget that I was gonna use and spend. Yeah.
Hmm, props to you. Oh yeah. So how did you first get into Predator films and what appeals? Like what
Uh,
appealed? Like was it when you were a little boy or?
so my dad, he loved sci-fi movies from the 80s. He was probably like my age around that time. So I was a little kid. I was like what, 4 or 5 years old. He would watch, dads come home from work, blah blah. They watch like movies on TV, and I'm a little kid just hanging out with my parents. And then he would play some of the movies I love today. Like Predator is one of them. Predator. I remember the first time seeing it so clearly. I was just inspired. I was like, whoa! Like I understood it so clearly. I mean, I was like 4 or 5 years old, and then I thought it was epic. Then I saw more. Like I just love movies so much, like the character, the franchise, the idea, the concept. So I was like, there has to be like sequels, right? There has to be sequels. There has to be more of these movies. And then yeah, surely enough, I saw Alien vs Predator on TV too. That's where I found out about Alien. And then I looked into like because the internet like was becoming more of a thing at the time, and I'm a little kid, so I was exploring that too. And then I looked up if there was any more like Predator movies, and I started finding them all on my own. So yeah, I've been a fan since I was a little boy. My
Oh,
dad's a really big fan too. He loves all the movies. He knows a lot about movies too.
wow. Um, so with that genre, like, well, I'm gonna answer. That's cool that you weren't like scared but drawn into.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna shift like perspective because I know you've been open about like being Christian, which is awesome. I think you even have a post that you got baptized. I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember how long ago that happened. Sounds like it was kind of recent, right? The last few
Sort of. It was January of last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, you also posted in your story how, oh, this will probably be your last film for a while, right? And you're studying electrician. I don't know if it's all, and then you mentioned about like not making Hollywood an idol. Well, I was wondering if you can just speak to all aspects in terms of like, uh, do you feel like becoming a Christian affects like now how you like view filmmaking or
No,
not?
I go ahead. My bad, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Um I don't know, it's weird because after every project I get inspired to make something else naturally. I don't just make it like just cause like there's and it's in my heart I want to make something again. And then like naturally like I just dig in deeper of trying to make that happen. And then I want to see it come to life so bad. But I want it to be something like good, something decent. So I said that, but now I'm really interested in making like a Terminator fan film. So I know fan films get really good exposure. And then I'm also a big like fan of that franchise too.
Yeah.
And then so it's probably not my last. I think I just said that at the moment. I'll
Yeah.
probably make
Okay,
a
phew.
I'll
So
probably
if
make a
anyone
turn.
saw that story, he's gonna have more films, so don't fret.
Yeah. And then yeah, you hear a lot. I don't know. Being Christian, yeah, I'm very open about my faith. I would say it's the most important thing in my life, my relationship with Christ. Um, so I'm very open about that. And being Christian, you hear a lot of dark things about Hollywood. And then there's a Bible verse. I forgot which one it is. You can't serve two masters. I think you could work in Hollywood and the film industry, but you just like when it comes to Christianity, you can't make it an idol.
Mhm.
And yeah, but yeah, I am also trying to be an electrician. I'm more just doing that just for to have more of a quote unquote stable income. Because you could get a stable income in the film industry, but I feel like it's not as guaranteed. You know what I mean? You always have to like look for stuff. It's much harder to get stuff. And then yeah, what else was part of the question? My bad.
No, you definitely shed some great light. I love that you're open with your faith. I mean, everyone's different, right? Some people are a little more low key. I'm pretty open about my faith
Yeah,
too. I mean, if you look at my bio, it says daughter of the King of Kings. I mean, some people might get the reference, some people might not. I
yeah,
mean, my other way of saying I'm Christian, but it doesn't mean that I strictly want to do faith-based films because I actually want to be more, I mean, I don't mind being around people who don't share I think, faith. And sometimes even me watching projects that are not faith-based, because we are believers, we have the Holy Spirit that will speak to us personally, right? So
Yeah.
just to hear a personal story, like in this film, this like the predator, and in my personal life, I was kind of like ruminating over some past conflict with other people that I still haven't reconciled. Or sometimes I feel like I even have a battle internally with my mind, right? Where I'm like kind of speaking negative thoughts, and like, so I just want to like thank you that I got to be part of this, because it definitely touched me on a personal level, which is what I was going through, and you didn't even know that was like what I was thinking about. So I felt like the Lord used that to symbolically or metaphorically
Yeah.
represent, when there's like battles going on. Like, so I kind of chuckle like, oh my gosh, that's so funny, if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense. I say that a lot. I say like what we do in our lives is always symbolic with what's going on, with what's on our in our heads, quote unquote. Like, yeah, I say that quite often too. And I
Mm,
know that God uses those things to like show us something or something along the lines of that.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes they'll bring up scripture to mind for me as I'm watching something. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's awesome. And if you have any last words, like any memorable moments, otherwise, I feel like you did share a lot of great insights.
We did. No, maybe a few things. I probably will definitely do a copy and paste thing with my Predator project onto the Terminator one. Probably most of the same cast and crew. On the Terminator movies, there is a lot of narration too. There's
Oh,
a lot of
nice.
that. Yeah. So, yeah, you've ever seen them?
Yeah, it's been a while. I
Yeah.
am,
Sarah, go
I'm
ahead.
definitely more familiar with Terminator than I am with Predator.
Yeah. I think Sarah Connor. What's the actor's name? Is it Jamie Lee Curtis? Maybe I don't know. I forgot. But the actress's name. Yeah, she has a lot of narration in the movie. It's pretty deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So I might do something like that again. But I might. I'm really yeah. I really want to do that. But I'm gonna take my time with it. I'll probably be done like the end of next year.
Hey, something
But
good.
no, it was a lot of fun making the film. I tend to go back and watch it a lot. Like I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. I'm a big fan of the movie, so it's cool to see me. I go hand in hand, combat with the predator.
Definitely. You have something to like look back on.
Yeah. and it's
Oh,
slowly and it's slowly like blowing up. Right now, it's at 3,000 views. Yeah,
yay.
not a lot, but it's if you put 3,000 people in like one sitting, that's quite a bit.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for those of you who are tuning in to watch this commentary. Don't forget to like and yes, follow or subscribe to
Yeah.
Andy Garcia's YouTube channel. And you
Yeah.
can watch it there. I'll try to link it in the caption as well. But
Okay.
yes,
Awesome.
actually today, as we're recording for those watching, it's like what, August 31st. So I'll probably post it after Labor Day weekend. So I hope you all had a great Labor Day holiday.
Of course. Yeah. Of
All right. Well, thank you.
course, Mabel, it was an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah, it
And
was
then
fun.
my laptop's about to die, so perfect.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Have a good day, Mabel. Thank you.